Come on, girls, Cinnamon Stick called from outside of the ladies' dressing room. Why won't you let me in? It's not that we're embarrassed to dress in front of you, Screwball said. It's just we don't want you peeking, Dinky finished. We just want you guys to be surprised. Surprised? For what? I've known you girls forever. Just go back to your father, Sugar, Applejack commanded. We'll see y'all tonight. Cinnamon Stick sighed. Whatever you say, Mom. So Screwball, Princess Flutterby Lily said, as she fled the younger mayor's main hooves, and that even she was a princess, she still liked giving her friends makeovers. Is there a certain some pony dance you're taking to the dance? Screwball blushed. Not really. How about you? No, my last boyfriend was too arrogant, and I'm sick of all these Canterlot snobs. No offense, Rarity. None taken, the unicorn said, as she attempted to curl her daughter's mane. Gemstone, hold still. However, did you get so many knots in there? Probably from pulling her hair too much, Cinnamon Roll snickered. Rarity, are you sure the hair straightener will work? Princess Pinkie Pie asked. It always works for me, said Rarity. Why do you ask? No matter how many times I straighten up the tree pie's manes, they all become poofy again. Since Pinkie thought it was silly calling their daughters the triplets, she nicknamed them the tree pies. Ah, Apple Blossom screamed. What is it, honey? Cheerily said. Mom, look! The filly had raised her hair in her braids, and they stands up for her mother to see. Split ends! Gemstone cried out in pain as her mother abruptly yanked the curler out of her mane. What'd you all say? Split ends? Rarity questioned. Wow, Pinkie observed, taking a strand of Apple Blossom's hair. Nasty ones, too. The unicorn sighed. This is terrible. Don't worry, dear. I'll get to you as soon as I'm done with Gemstone here. But Aunt Rarity, this is an emergency, Screwball insisted. There's a boy involved. Rarity gasped again and dropped the curl. A boy? Well, why didn't you say so? She grabbed a pair of scissors and lasted up Apple Blossom a seat. Mom, Gemstone protested. What about my hair? Rarity stammered. Fluttershy, you think you can? Of course. The Pegasus went over to Unicorn Filly and finished the job, while Rarity snipped at Apple Blossom's mane. So this boy, she said. Are you two close? Well, we've been friends for a while, Apple Blossom said with a blush. And he hasn't asked you out yet? Darling, you should have told me sooner. When's the last time you combed your mane? Cheerily coughed. I am pretty sure she combs her mane every day. Well, then messy hair must be an Apple thing. Hey, Applejack cried. Oh, don't take it personally, darling. It's true. Ouch, Gemstone yelped. Stop pulling my hair too hard, you dummy. Gemstone, honey. I don't know where she gets these horrid manners of hers. It's probably it comes from her father's side. But Fancy Pants is always polite, Twilight called from under the hairdryer. Oh, sure he is. He's always polite so that when he stabs you in the back, it'll be easy for him to forgive after a sweet apology and... Ow! Apple Blossom cried out as Rarity suddenly yanked the comb through her hair. The unicorn softened once she realized her mistake. Oh, darling, I'm so sorry. Is everything all right, Rarity? Fluttershy asked. You seemed a bit on edge, Applejack noted. Did you and Fancy Pants get in a fight or something? Rarity froze. Wait, what? No, oh no, she gritted her teeth. Everything's fine. Ow! Apple Blossom cried again. If everything's so fine, Cheerily said, then please be careful with my daughter. With the ponies decided to let the subjects go and continue with their beautifying and chattering. You know who is going to be into the love and you look good tonight, Screwball whispered and styled Dinky's hair. Who's you know who? Pinkie asked. Vermont? Derpy tilted her head. Who? It's no pony, Dinky mumbled. The tree pies popped up from the corner. Ooh, Blueberry exclaimed. Dinky's got special some pony. Oh, this is awesome, Raspberry cheered. And we got a throw I love you party, Cherry clapped. Dinky's got a boyfriend, they all three chanted. Dinky's got a boyfriend, Dinky's got a... I do not, Dinky insisted. Come on, girls, Pinkie commanded, ushering her daughters away. Let's give her some air. Besides, we still have to shine your adorable little hooves. Yippee, Raspberry piped. I love getting my hooves shined. Me too, Blueberry cheered. Be free, Cherry agreed with a bounce. Dinky sighed. They mean no harm, Dinks, Screwball assured them. They're just being the tree pies. What if he doesn't like me? The unicorn asked with a sniff. Trust me, once I'm done with you, that boy is going to be putty in your hooves. Discord summoned a watch wrist so he could check time. What's taking so long? All the males were waiting at the bottom of the stairs for the girls. The ponies were piling outside, waiting to enter the gala. Spike shrugged. The girls take forever to change. When you live with them all your life, you'll get used to it. Hey, Dad, Cinnamon Stick said. How's my breath? If you asked me that 5 minutes ago, your breath is fine, son. Sorry, I'm just so nervous, the Colt tugged on the collar of his tux. Is it getting hot in here? Now, what's this all about? Shining Armor asked. I think I know, Discord exclaimed. It's a girl, isn't it? The Colt uttered. Maybe? Well, this is going to be a night, Squirt, Spike said, patting his son on the head. You are going to walk up to her and ask her to dance. Who is he's talking about? We're talking about, the Draconequest asked. Then it occurred to him that his body enfinged in the flames. It better not be my daughter. No, it's not, Cinnamon Stick insisted. Chill, dude, literally. Discord simmered down. Apologies, I don't know if I noticed, but I could be a teensy possessive over my daughter. Aye up, Big Macintosh nodded. Let me give you some advice, kid, Red Shoes said to the Colt. The quickest way to earn a mare's heart is through the funny bone. We're here, Pinky chimed at the top of the stairs. She and her daughters were dressed in brightly colored gowns and matching their coats, decorated with candy and fruit. They bounced down towards Red Shoes. Observe, the red-headed stallion whispered. Pinky, my cute doll, you look lovely tonight here. I got you some flowers. He brought a bouquet of roses out of nowhere and handed to his wife. Aw, Red, Pinky sighed, taking the bouquet in her hooves. You shouldn't. She was then cut off when the flowers blasted confetti in her face. The triplets laughed for a moment, and the males thought Pinky was going to blow her top, but instead she laughed along with them. Oh, you, she exclaimed, punching her husband playfully on the shoulder. Yeah, Cinnamon Stick said. I don't think Dinky's the type of girl, who he found himself stuck in once the rest of the girls appeared on the top of the stairs. They were all dressed beautifully, but it was Dinky who caught his attention. She was wearing a baby blue cape with matching slippers. A series of muffins embroidered them along with the hern of her skirt. Her light brown blonde hair pulled up in a bun, sitting perfectly on top of her pretty head. As the lashes fell gracefully over her golden eyes, Cinnamon Stick felt that he was going to faint. Spike had to slap him over the head just to knock him out back to callousness. Now, here's your chance, the dragon whispered. Now go and get her, Tiger. The Colt gulped and approached the girls. Wow, Cinnamon Stick, Screwball exclaimed. You sure do look dinky, Cinnamon Stick squeaked. You're He blushed with embarrassment. Pretty. Dinky blushed and returned. So are you. I mean handsome. Hey, Dinky, since neither of us are going with any pony, he looked back to his father for support, and the dragon urged him on. Do you want to go to the gala with me together? Dinky gasped, not believing her eyes. Like a date? Maybe? He squealed, and the unicorn flung to her forelegs around his neck. Yes, yes, yes! And then she pulled away awkwardly. Play it cool, Dinky. I mean, she took a deep breath, sure. Screwball smiled as the two walked together to the ballroom. She was not even bothered about Cinnamon Stick ignoring her. My, Discord said, gazing down at his own wife and daughter. Aren't you ladies gorgeous? You're not so bad yourself, Fluttershy said shyly. I am sure Screwball got her looks from me. You know that talk when there is no resisting you. Then he pulled her in for a kiss, and the younger filly screamed, Ew! Doesn't Apple Blossom look beautiful, darling? Cheerily asked Big Macintosh as she showed off her child. Yup, he agreed with a smile. You're pretty, awfully pretty too. There's my little girl, Spike said as Cinnamon Roll ran up to him. Why isn't there a filly in Equestria even prettier? His jaw then dropped to the sight of Applejack. Well. How much is that every pony on the window? The cowgirl rolled her eyes. I think I have a dragon peck on the cheek anyway, Rarity sighed as she watched the odd couple. He used to say silly things like to me all the time, she muttered. Who did, Mother? Gemstone asked. Never mind, sweetie. The unicorn observed as twilight canes fluttered by Lily received the compliments from Shining Armor and the wives, and they embraced their kiss and respective husbands. She had to be the one to greet the bottom of the stairs. Her attention was especially paid to Applejack and Spike. She remembered how the dragon used to treat her like a queen. Sometimes Rarity would wonder what would have happened if she had accepted all of his affections all those years ago, before she chose an Applejack. Would she have been happier then? Rarity hated it when she was jealous of one of her friends. It made her feel so horrid and selfish. She still hadn't painted to see her friends so happy while she was not. Even Twilight and Derpy seemed better off than her. Neither of them had a husband or bring them joy. Mother, Gemstone said, tugging on Rarity's gown. When's father coming? The adult stiffened. He's not, dear. But he said he would. But he's not, okay? We owe it all to Rarity for making our gowns, Twilight announced to the others. Rarity put on a smile and her friends cheered. You certainly did a splendid job, Rarity, Celestia said. as she and her sisters joined up. Every filly here looks like a princess thanks to you. I do my best, Rarity replied with a cracked voice. Your Highness. All heads turned around to see Flash Sentry. But Twilight, the guests have arrived. Should we let them in? Have the Cutie Mark Crusaders arrived yet? Celestia inquired. Not yet, Princess, Shiny Armor said. They must have got delayed, Applejack suggested. Traffic can be pretty hectic. I have a solution, I have a solution might work, Twilight declared. Pinkie Pie, can you and Red Shoes handle the entertainment until the Cutie Mark Crusaders get here? You bet, Pinkie chimed. Then open the doors, Celestia ordered. Flash Sentry saluted the princess and took last look at Twilight before carrying out the order. Why did you transfer him here? Twilight whispered to Cadance as they climbed up the steps. Because you need to talk to him, Cadance replied sternly. He and I have nothing to talk about. Yes, you do. You and Flash had something special, Twilight. Just don't throw it all away. Woohoo! The Dash twins cheered as their parents came along for the landing. You guys are here. Awesome! Lightning exclaimed. Bedazzling, said Thunder shouted. Stupendous. Wonderfulific. Amazing. Super extra extreme awesome zing, Prism piped in. You always put on a great show, Applejack agreed. Where are the CMC here yet? Rainbow Dash said. No, they're not, but wait till you see what Pinkie and Red Shoes are doing now. On stage, Red Shoes was wearing his magic cape, waving his hoof on top of the hat. He reached in and pulled out a fluffy blue tail. That's not a rabbit's tail, he said to the audience, and he was clearly not surprised. The tail turned out to be attached to Blueberry Pie. The audience clapped as they kept pulling out, showing Blueberry Pie lifting Raspberry on the back legs, followed by Raspberry lifting Cherry. The ponies stopped their hooves in applause. How does he fit them all in there? Some pony questioned. The crowd parted it as the two unicorn stallions in the dark suits with sunglasses pushed through. All right, make way, Snips said. The famous rock band coming through, shouted Snails. No autographs until after the show. After the sight of the three mares following them, Rainbow Dash, Applejack, and Rarity jumped for joy. Apple Bloom! Applejack cried. Snips and Snails blocked their path. No factorizing the stars, Snips declared. But there are sisters, boys, Apple Bloom said, stepping between them. If you say so, boss. We're watching you. Yeah, Snails agreed. Our eyes are peeled like lemons. The older males squealed for joy as they embraced their respective sisters. Would you all have stopped growing? Applejack said as she got a look at all three of them. Where have you guys been? Rainbow inquired. We got stuck in traffic, Scootaloo explained. Is that my little gemstone? Own? Sweetie Belle asked, looking down at her niece. She keeps getting a lot bigger and bigger. Honey, Rarity whispered. Say hello to your Aunt Sweetie Belle, would you? Charmed, Gemstone muttered. Thank goodness, Princess Cadance exclaimed. We were getting worried. Come on, girls. Let's get you set up. Twilight smiled as she heard the Cutie Mark Crusaders play, and she was getting the greeting the guests with Celestia. You know, you can go mingle if you want, Celestia whispered. I could take it from here. No, Twilight muttered. I'm fine. She wanted to join in the fun, but if she knew she left her position, she might bump into a certain stallion. If I didn't know any better, Celestia said, I'd say you were avoiding some pony. I'm not, Twilight fibbed. The elder princess raised an eyebrow. Don't you seem to be wanting to say hello to Rainbow Dash? She set her free, then the purple alicorn sighed and walked down the steps to join the crowd. On the other side of the ballroom, the Dash twins were competing and they could kick their cup the highest to win. And if they catch and it fell, Thunder was about to beat Lightning until he was ready to catch his cup when something caught his eye. Dude, Lightning cried. You had that in the bag. Why did you drop it? When he didn't answer, he looked in the direction he was standing, and there was Apple Blossom, spruced up with a sparkling orange gown with her wavy hair and singing loose over her shoulders. Lightning gave her brother a sly look and nudged him aside. What? He said, snapping out of his trance. What are you waiting for? Asked her to dance. She sighed. I didn't want to have to do this. Lightning moved around Thunder and kicked him hard in the rear, sending him flying across the floor. Apple Bloom then turned her head upon hearing his cry, but did not have enough time to get out of the way. He collided into her, and they both collapsed onto the floor. After helping her out, they started to stare at each other for a while without saying anything. She uttered, her cheeks turning red. You wanna, he started to ask. Sure. They all smiled and they all made their way to the dance floor. Lightning let out a sigh of relief. About time, not exactly how I planned it though. Over at the buffet table, Rarity was taking a sip of punch, and she shrieked when a straw appeared with a glass and squirted liquid at her, and she heard a couple of snickers from under the cloth. She lifted the cloth to find Screwball and Discord. "Oh, well that genius, my dear," the Draconic said to his daughter. "Did you see the look on her face?" "Well, if you certainly did, you could certainly see it now." The two stopped laughing when they finally noticed the unicorn. Screwball uttered, rubbing the back of her neck. "I'm sorry, Aunt Rarity, we were just having a bit of fun." Rarity rolled her eyes, but then smiled. "Think you could pull something new on Pinky? I really want to get back at her for replacing my shampoo with mayonnaise last week." Screwball was suppressed with a giggle. "Mayonnaise in your... I mean, sure, I got an extreme whoopee cushion with her name on it. Lead the way, my little abomination." Discord laughed before they disappeared. Rarity shook her head. "Oh, those two." "Rarity?" The unicorn was taken back to surprise and bumped on the table. She ducked from under it and rubbed her head. "My goodness, are you hurt?" Her eyes were shot open in a familiar voice. Her husband was standing right in front of her. She narrowed her eyes on him. "What are you doing here?" Fancy Pants was taken aback. "Well, I didn't receive the invitation." "That doesn't mean you're welcome here." She did attempt to get around him, but he blocked her path. "I also didn't know where else to find you." "Didn't you check Ponyville, my hometown?" "I've already figured, but you've gone there." "Why haven't you come after for me then?" He paused. "Well, I didn't think you would want me to. I thought you needed the time to cool down, so I want to explain myself on why I ran off." "You mean you don't know?" "Well, your message was quite vulgar, or vague, but I know what you did. I never wanted to see you again. Am I leaving you forever? I'm taking Gemstone with me? How could you do this to me? No longer love, Rarity? I don't understand. What did I do?" Rarity stuck up her nose and turned her head. "You know exactly what you did." "No, I don't. Don't play innocent with me. I saw you with her." Fancy Pants crunched his nose. "Her? There's no her. There was only you, Rarity. Who are you referring to?" "That wrench, that filthy little stallion stealer. That fleur-de-lis. The stallion's eyes widened in realization, then let out a laugh. "Is that what all is about?" "Darling, we only had lunch." "Yes, the old friend you were seeing. Well, old friend certainly didn't understand that. Why didn't you tell me it was her?" "Well, being the drama queen you are, if I had told you I was seeing an old mare friend..." Rarity stiffened. "Drama queen? How dare you?" "Oh, darling, I didn't..." "Leave me alone!" With a huff, and the angry unicorn stomped out of the ballroom into the garden. Applejack saw the couple spat from not far and followed by a friend outside. She was over by a rose bush, small tears streaming down her cheeks. "Rarity?" The unicorn sniffed and wiped her tears away. "You saw that, didn't you?" "Yeah, you were all pretty loud," Applejack replied with a shrug. "I figured something was going on between you two. Mind telling me what?" Rarity looked up at the cowgirl, and when it came to the situations of her heart, it seemed to Applejack was the one to turn to. It was the one who had helped reunite Sweetie Belle after her quarrel. Perhaps maybe she could help her now. "How did you get so lucky, Applejack?" The farm girl blinked. "What do you mean?" "You have a long-loving husband, do you? Even your species, they had 3 wonderful children. Which of you are even yours? And that's even my class by myself. I don't even mean to offend, but I would expect a unique family such as yours experience of hardships. I mean, your entire family consists of solely earth ponies, but before you married Spike, how could you be so happy?" Applejack was surprised by the question. She had not given the issue much thought. "I guess we just loved each other so much, and those things really didn't matter." Rarity sighed. "Why, Applejack? Why do you have what I don't? The dragon worships gods around you on the ground you stand on. He used you to do that for me, but..." "Oh, I see what this is about," Applejack snapped angrily. "You're jealous that Spike has picked me instead of you." "No, Applejack, it's not that. I can't believe you have a family to be rich beyond your wildest dreams, and yet again you still have a miserable little snoob. There is no pleasing ya, is there?" "Please, Applejack, you must listen. Why don't you go to the dance with that fancy smanchy pants of yours, or would you rather dance with my husband instead?" The cowgirl stomped inside, her face filled with disgust. Rarity hung her head. "Well, that went swimmingly." "Oh, Rarity, why you must say such wrong things." Twilight was chatting with Rainbow Dash and Soren when some pony tapped her on the shoulder. She turned to see who it was and back from her friends, but they had left her alone with him. "Twilight," Flash Sentry began to say. The alicorn stood from her nose. Should you be on your duty, soldier? I need to talk to you." "We have nothing to talk about. I just wanted to settle on what happened between us 5 years ago. You know, when you broke up with me?" She spun around to face him. "I broke up with you? Well, yeah. Don't you remember the day that was completely ignored me and treated me like I didn't exist?" What are you talking about? You were the ones who were wanting to feign professional between us. And you know what? You're right. Our relationship should be professional. Flash was taken about to protest, but then signed defeat. Well, if that's what you wanted, it is. Now return to your post at once. But what can I say? That's an order. Flash nodded and obeyed. No pony noticed the two pairs of glowing eyes watching from the windows. The grand galloping gala, son, Queen Chrysalis whispered. There's a romantic drama going on every corner. There's a perfect hunting around. But we must focus on the task at hand. You know the plan? Mothball ceased his search and answered, Yes, mother.